Chapter 30. I had to give a bit more details about my travel, but when Batman pressed to find out what I had done to get my power to change my very being, I gave him an upraised eyebrow. How about you question the Flash about all the exact details of how he got his powers? Or ask Red Tornado for the precise blueprints for his very existence? I offered, and Batman's exposed mouth twitched as he lightly nodded, understanding I wanted to keep some stuff personal. Very well. Either way, Lord, he said, clearing the slightly awkward tension for me telling him to mind his business. Wonder Woman has offered to take you under her wing as a mentor. Batman offered blandly, with seemingly no inflection or hint about how he felt about it. I accept, I said in surprise, as I very much was surprised that Wonder Woman would even offer to do such a thing with her Amazonian heritage. Batman grunted in response before the man turned to look at Robin. Robin, we have patrol tonight and you need to spend more time sparring with your younger sibling. Batman said almost awkwardly, with Robin weakly nodding, and I remembered how Batman at this point had taken Jason in. But Jason Todd II Robin was, to be frank, an arrogant asshole who came from being an aggressive street orphan who had survived Gotham's homeless street life to being pulled into the posh controlling life of a billionaire. So, when am I supposed to meet Wonder Woman? I asked Batman, who looked over his shoulder to me as he was escorting Robin to the Zeta portal. Right now. Just use the Zeta teleporter to go to Themyscira's embassy. Batman groused before he and Robin were engulfed in the bright light of the Zeta portal. For a moment the room was filled with silence before Artemis grumbled. Man, if I didn't know he was always a sourpuss, I would think he was against Jake getting a mentor in general. Although Artemis was definitely a bit off about Batman being a sourpuss, as he was simply keeping a cold, cool demeanor rather than anything truly negative. But her comment about Batman not wanting me to have a mentor, combined with the magical section of the League seemingly never even meeting me to see if they had some magic to hide my hollow nature so I could merge with the rest of the world, made me wonder if my suspicions about the magical section of the League simply wasn't informed of my existence in general so Batman could keep his cards close to his chest. Because I knew all too well that Batman considered the magical of the world as a dangerous loose cannon that could rarely be subdued with raw strength or even ingenuity. But seeing me manhandle a conceptual entity in the Chaos Lord Clarion could give the idea to him that I could be a pocket ace for Rouge magic users. Well, I guess I should go see what Wonder Woman wants, I said weakly as I walked towards the Zeta teleporter, with the rest of the team telling me to have fun and hurry back so we could talk more about what happened in Fairyland. After coming out of the Zeta teleporter, I looked around after using a sonido to get atop one of the nearby buildings. I easily saw the prominent building with a large fence encircling it and a very obvious sign stating the building was the Themyscira's embassy. Hopefully she is already expecting me, I muttered as I dropped back to the ground, and once I was sure I was relatively out of vision, I turned into my human form, with my skin taking on more color and likewise with the crown of bones atop my head sinking into my head. As soon as I took on my more human form, I felt like I was being watched, which I most certainly was, with the great number of cameras mounted everywhere, what with this being an embassy. When I reached the large metal gate in front of the Themyscira building and paused as I looked around for a ringer or something to get a guard or something's attention, I was greeted with a crackle of sound with a woman's voice speaking out. "What name do you go by?" Realizing that she was asking for my hero name, I merely answered out loud as I didn't see anyone nearby who could hear, and frankly, I didn't give a damn about my so-called secret identity. "Lord." A moment later the large gate opened up with nary a creaking noise, obviously telling me to let myself in. Once I entered the embassy proper, I saw a slightly heavy-set woman with her hair done in ringlets sitting behind an ornate desk who was waiting for me to approach her. "Good evening, Lord. Wonder Woman is in the back and ready to meet you now if you are ready," she said, with not even a blink at saying our names. "If Wonder Woman's plan to have me as protege goes through, you can just call me Jake," I offered as an opening, making her smile lightly as she nodded. "Then I place myself in your hands, Jake. My name is Etta Candy, it's nice to meet you," she said, offering her hand to me, which I gently shook. Because a limp handshake is better than me accidentally popping someone's joint in their hands. Now I could go the Superman path in training myself to have mental barriers in my strength, but I found that fucking stupid, as I would need to have those barriers removed as I was fighting, and even if I was a hero, I didn't mind going a bit too far and just utterly breaking the villain's limbs, as Cheshire can attest with her now being stuck in a wheelchair for the next couple years due to my treatment. After a bit more talking with Etta, I left the nice woman to go to Wonder Woman's office, as apparently everyone else that worked here was already off work at this hour. I knocked on her door with my knuckles making an obvious noise even through the armored door, and I heard a loud clicking noise come from the door as it was electronically unlocked. "Hello Lord, I see you decided to hear out my offer of stop." I heard Wonder Woman cry as I opened the door, and as soon as the heavy door opened enough, I saw the familiar pale skin tone arm of Galatea's fist rushing to meet my face, and time seemingly slowed as I took on my hollow appearance, and I grabbed her fist, pulled it to the side, smashing the heavy door into the rushing Kryptonian, earning a groan from the woman who probably collided face first into the armored door. "Lord, let go of her arm, I have her." I heard Wonder Woman's tired voice ring out, and I slowly pulled the heavy armored door open again and saw the white skin-tight leotard pulled ever tighter with the golden lasso of truth wrapped between the clone's breasts and binding her arms to her sides.